स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा इरादा कर लिया हमने देश से अपने ये वादा कर लिया हमने।
एक पवित्र सी हवा बहेगी,
उज्ज्वल उज्ज्वल हो भारत,
कोना कोना निर्मल होगा,
विश्व कहेगा जय भारत।
जाग उठेंगे भाग्य हमारे, स्वच्छ बनेगा ये भारत।
स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा इरादा कर लिया हमने देश से अपने वादा कर लिया हमने, वादा कर लिया हमने, वादा कर लिया
பசுமை நண்பர்களாகிய நாங்கள் தினந்தோறும் வீடு வீடாக சென்று மக்கும் குப்பை மக்காத குப்பை என தனித்தனியாக பிரித்து வாங்குவோம்.
Gandhiji once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." This is no special occasion. In fact, this is how these 55 women start off their day. Known as Green Friends, these women are out on a mission to make their town clean. When a small township takes the pledge to lead by example, it becomes an inspiration for a nation to follow. So let us see how you can also transform your area by following Mudukkarai's example. Mudukkarai is a small town on the outskirts of Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, with a population of 42,500. This town comes under the special grade panchayat. As Mudukkarai urbanized and its population grew, poor sanitation, disease, filth and odor from waste dumps became a cause for concern. The town generates 4.5 tons of waste per day. To deal with this, the citizens came together in 2012 and initiated a program called Clean and Green Madukkarai. The Clean and Green Madukkarai is a CSR initiative of ACC Cements, which is implemented as a public-private partnership model. ACC Cements, under its corporate social responsibility program, joined hands with the panchayat and came up with the Clean City campaign. Each partner in this model has predefined roles. The panchayat raised 1 crore rupees through various government funds for the project. This went towards infrastructure development, which included the purchase of 2 tractors, 1 dumper lorry and 1 single dumper vehicle.
Before the project, Mudukkarai was filled with garbage, and after the execution of the project, the waste is being recycled properly, and this has been possible with the cooperation of public and self-help groups. I will ensure this continues to run efficiently.
A resource recovery center was set up from this money. The collected wet waste is accumulated at the resource center, after which it is composted, either by vermicomposting or windrow composting. It also facilitated the purchase of push carts and secondary bins. ACC has been involved in the project design and implementation of the initiative, while the volunteers work to train the workers who are given the designation of Green Friends.
The biggest challenges we faced in implementing this project is the mindset of the people. So for them, the house needs to be clean, but they were not worried about the streets and the entire city. So we need to create a system where the waste is being collected every day and being safely disposed. So that was the primary challenge. For the initial days, we've been constantly faced. The toughest challenge is to convince the people to give the garbage towards us. It almost took 3 years for us to make all the households in the community give the garbage to us. Then the implementing of system, working with the panchayat. So the panchayat and the corporate work close to enough to create a waste management system in the community where the waste is being collected every day, segregated, recycled.
The volunteers first trained the Green Friends on collection and waste segregation. They also spread awareness amongst the residents on solid waste management and convinced them to hand over waste generated from households rather than the age-old practice of dumping it. Today, all the households of Mudukkarai participate in this initiative. The process of waste management begins with waste collection from households. Two women are provided with a pushcart and each pair is allotted 200 households for waste collection. The project initially started with 40 women. Today, they have 55 Green Friends.
இந்த திட்டத்தில் பார்த்தோம்னா ஒரு 55 மகளிர்களை வந்து தேர்ந்தெடுத்து அவங்க 3 குழுவா பிரிச்சு
The women have been picked from Mudukkarai and 3 self-help groups have been formed which contain 55 women. The women are supposed to collect waste which is kept outside the houses and segregated. Almost 90% of the waste is recycled, which has helped in making Mudukkarai a very clean place.
மதுக்கரை சுத்தமான மதுக்கரையா இருக்குன்னா அதுக்கு இவங்களோட பங்கு முக்கியமா இருக்கு.
All Green Friends have uniforms, ID cards, life insurance and a fixed monthly remuneration of 4,000 rupees. The Green Friends have also formed 3 self-help groups. As a result, the project has brought with it economic and social empowerment of women from some of the most marginalized sections of society. Padmavati is a Green Friend, and she takes pride in keeping Mudukkarai clean. Her husband works as a sanitary worker with the Mudukkarai town panchayat. Padmavati worked as a construction labourer before Green Friends assured her regular income.
Before the project started, I used to work on daily wages and spend all my money on the same day itself. After becoming a Green Friend, we get monthly wages and we can save money and spend it on our children's education.
நாங்கள் சேமிக்கிறது இதாக இருக்குது மாதம் சம்பளம் வாங்கி பரவாயில்லைங்க.
The wet waste is first processed through windrow composting, where beds are laid to process the facility. The organic waste that comes in every day is put over the new bed. Each pile should be 2.5 feet in height, 3 feet in width, and 4 feet in length, respectively. Required amount of EM solution is added to the windrow bed compost to accelerate the decomposition process. The waste is turned around at regular intervals. The temperature to be maintained is 50 to 55 degrees Celsius. The whole process takes almost 45 days for the biocompost to get ready. The compost is then sold to farmers at 5 rupees per kilo. The semi-decomposed material, which is partly digested, is shifted to the vermi tanks and fed with red wigglers and red worms. The temperature on the vermin beds has to be controlled at around 40 degrees Celsius by water spraying and cooling with gunnies. Vermicompost can be sieved from the third day, and this compost is now ready to use. The compost is sold at 10 rupees per kilogram. They do segregation of the recyclables in 8 categories. Plastic above 40 microns, plastic below 40 microns, oil, milk covers, newspaper and paper items, electronic waste items, cardboard, rubber and leather items, and lastly, glass bottles. The recyclable waste is sold at the following cost. Newspaper 5 rupees per kilogram, glass 50 paise per kilogram, cardboard 20 rupees per kilogram, oil and milk cover 15 rupees per kilogram, rubber and leather 20 rupees per kilogram, electronic waste 40 rupees per kilogram, and plastic above 40 microns 7 rupees per kilogram.
So if you see, the crop processing facility was set up with an idea of processing all the hazardous waste, which includes what is called as RDF, that is reuse derived fuel, which mainly consists of this plastic that is coming from the corporations, which is I think widely available and widely disposed of from many households, or it comes basically as trash. So I think if you see, the idea is to use this as a fuel. And in fact, the cement plant kiln, it completely burns the entire waste which is, which we put into it. So we have something called as a calciner, which is an integral part of a kiln like ours, in which the temperatures reach around 950 degrees. And at that point in time, at that temperature, this RDF, plastic and other hazardous materials can easily be burnt completely without generating any side effects in terms of pollutant gases, which are like SOx, NOx. Then how do we monitor it? We have an online monitoring system, which is called as the CEMS, Continuous Emission Monitoring System, which is, it's like a live telecast, in which this monitoring station is at the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, wherein this live data is monitored from there also. Needless to add, it is monitored in our own control room. Whatever pollutants, so-called pollutants that can come out of this co-processing is captured by this online system. And at any point in time, we see that one of the parameters is going out beyond the norms. We can always moderate the amount of this waste which we are co-processing.
Mudukkarai involved its citizens early in the project to make the suburb clean and green. Various schools and colleges are part of this initiative. The students also take up active campaigning for the program.
Today I learned about different types of waste and its segregation. Also how one can effectively recycle the waste. From here on, I'll segregate waste at home and tell all my friends and neighbors to do the same so that we can keep the city clean and green. I will go door to door and spread awareness amongst people and make my city greener. We will plant trees as my town is my pride.
நம்ம வந்துட்டு டெய்லி மரம் நட்டு டெய்லி வந்துட்டு தண்ணி ஊற்றி பராமரிக்கணுங்கிறத சொல்லி தருவேன்.
The Clean and Green Madukkarai initiative may aptly be called a people's movement. The movement came together to find a means for effective waste management. The 42,500 citizens of Mudukkarai are currently enjoying the benefits of this partnership. Many residents are actively involved in making this work. It is the ownership of civic responsibilities by citizens and administrators alike that make for successful waste management programs.
If every village, every town across India follows the waste segregation at the source, organic and inorganic, your city becomes clean. And if this been achieved in every house, so segregation, there will be no landfills across any towns, across any city, any panchayat at all.